Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So I recently made an order from this company called Glisten Cosmetics. And what they do, well, they have a few other things, but what they primarily focus on are water activated liners. So these are really cool, fun things to do graphic liners with. It's kind of almost like face painting. But it's so much fun and I keep seeing so many neat ideas, so I decided to pick up some liners. And today I just wanted to swatch for you my yellows and my greens that I got. So let's see what they look like. Okay, so I'm going to start with yellows. I do have a couple singles also from Glisten Cosmetics that are yellow, so I'll do those first. This one is called Lemonade. It's a really bright looking kind of yellow. So I'm just going to mix some water in here because that's how you use these. They're a lot like watercolors. It's actually pretty cool. So I've got my water and then I'm just gonna, oh, it's a really bright yellow. Yeah, a nice yellow, just not quite as intense as Lemonade. Okay, I'm going to move on to this palette I got. I'm going to start with this shade right here. This is called Sunflower. That one just looks kind of a little lighter, but still not as bold as Lemonade. Okay, next up is this shade Vanilla. That's so pretty. It's like a much lighter, it is a little bit more like vanilla. Okay, this next shade brings us into the greens. This one right here, it's called Lizard. And that's looking right now pretty similar to vanilla. I feel like it looks really similar. We'll see how it dries. Okay, as it's drying, I can sort of see it's a more muted color than vanilla. It's not quite as white. Definitely a little bit greener. Okay, this next one over here is called Leaf. I just wanted to blow on it a little bit because I feel like some of these colors don't really achieve their real color until you've kind of let it dry a bit. So Leaf, you can see, is definitely a light green, and it's greener than it is yellow. I think that's the difference between that and what we've seen so far. And then finally we have this color Citrus. Wow, you can sure tell the difference with that one. That is a really bold, really bright green. That's pretty. Okay, this next row gets a little darker. I'm going to go in with this one called Loch Ness. Wow, the coverage on that is really, really good. And it's beautiful. What a color. It's like a pretty teal. Yeah, I think teal is the best word for that. It's like perfectly between green and blue. It's pretty. Okay, this next one looks kind of like a dark forest green. It's called T-Rex. Wow. Yeah, it's a forest, almost like camo green. I'm definitely seeing a theme wherein the dark colors have better coverage. I'm sure if I went in and put another layer or two on the light colors, that they would also have better coverage. But really what I'm trying to do is just get an idea of what the colors look like, just so that I have, for my own personal reference when I'm trying to decide what color to use, some idea. Okay, this next one I'm going to do is called Twin Pines. This one was also giving me kind of teal vibes. Oh, I don't think I picked up quite enough color there. That's the thing about these water activated liners, a lot like watercolors. A lot of it is down to technique and how much water you're using. So that can make a big difference with the application. And sometimes I get it wrong, so that was that. But yeah, I think it's still kind of a teal color, but it looks greener than the other teal we did. Leans more towards green than it does towards blue. Okay, next I'm going to do this shade Moss. Okay. Wow. I just love the metallics. Like, just look at the way that shines. I think I love the metallics more than anything else. But yeah, that looks like a really true green, also really deep. It's such a beautiful color. And then finally on this side, I'm going in with Sage. Wow, this was not quite what I expected. It's really pretty though. This is a very muted green. I feel like this goes well with the camo green. They make a good camo together. But yeah, it's almost like a cactus, or like if someone mixed a little bit of mustard yellow in with a green. Olive. It's like an olive color. It's really pretty. Then we've got this next shade, Apple. I just kind of want to show you what it looks like when you mix these metallic colors. Look how that's like glistening. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, so here's Apple. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we need to talk about how much I'm in love with these metallics, because unbelievable. Just unbelievably gorgeous. Like, obviously there's situations in which you need to use mattes, but like, why would you when you have that color? It's just so shiny and pretty. Okay, this next one is a really deep green. This one's called Limeade. I think this is one of those colors that looked deep, but yeah, comes out incredibly bright. Look at that. That's just almost an insane level of neon. That's gorgeous. And continuing with the fruit theme, we've got key lime right here. And there's key lime. This one almost has a bit more yellow to it than the other greens. I almost kind of want to put it back in the top row. But I guess it's not quite as yellow as the other ones. But it does still have that little bit of yellow to it. Okay, next is this color Cash Flow. Wow. That's an interesting green. It's almost like dinosaur green. It's a green, but it has just almost the teeniest hint of teal in it. I think it turned out really pretty. I also want to note that Limeade up here, the way that this is drying, you can really see where the patchiness was. Now, I think some of that patchiness was my application fault, but you can see that it definitely looks really obvious, whereas other colors are not as obvious. Okay, and this is the last color in the palette. This is called Jade. There's that shade, super metallic and shimmery, like I love it. And that too almost feels like it has just a little bit of blue in it. It's not as yellow a green. Okay, and I'm going to show you one more single before we're all done. This one's called Field Day. And here's Field Day. Okay, and you know, Wet, it looks really similar to, sorry, I forgot the name of that one. But Wet, it looks really similar to Sage that I swatched up here. But I think as it dries, it's gonna start looking a little bit different. I'm just gonna let all of these dry and then do a final shot with the swatches so you can see what they all look like, because I'm sure you've noticed that they did change quite dramatically as they dried. And here's what all the swatches look like, just a little bit drier. So those are the yellows and the greens that I have from Glisten Cosmetics. If you want to pick it up, they have their own website. I will put a link down in the description below. And if you have any questions, please do feel free to ask down in the comments, because I love to talk makeup and would talk it absolutely all day. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day.